Hello, say hi to a happy day and enjoy listening while I read to you a story. A Crown for Ada. Ada held on to her crown as she ran toward the anthill. She had so much to do now that she was a queen. She had just met with Cornelius about the harvest. Now she had to meet with her mother and the others about the harvest festival. Ada, hey Ada, over here! Flick called to her as she rushed by. Not wanting to hurt Flick's feelings, Ada stopped and waited. Look what I made for the harvest festival, Flick said. He stood next to a strange-looking device. Wait till you see this work. Ada smiled. Flick was always building new things. What is it? She asked. Just stand right there, Flick replied. Wow, you're really going to like this. See, there's this air pump over here, and it sends air in through this tube, and then Flick, I'm in a little bit of a hurry, Ada said. Oh, right. I'll just show you what it does. Flick put his foot down on the air tube. Flower petals flew into the air. I call it a petal poofer, he said proudly. It will be our entertainment for the harvest festival. That's great, Flick, Ada said as she set off toward the anthill. Wait, said Flick. If you look inside, Ada turned and stepped closer. Her foot came down on the air tube. Flick flew into the air. So did Ada's crown. Flick, are you all right? Ada cried. Flick looked more happy than hurt. Hey, that'll make a great ride for the blueberries, he said. Relieved, Ada reached up to us to straighten her crown. That's when she noticed it wasn't there. I'll help you find it, Flick offered. I'm sure it's close by. None of the petals ever poofs very far. It's not a petal, Flick, it's a crown, exclaimed Ada as she searched the ground. What is everyone going to think about a new queen who can't even hold onto her crown? Ada cried. Not to worry, I'll find it, declared Flick. I'll just build a crown detector and... Flick, the crown got lost because of your petal poofer, explained Ada. Don't build something new to make it worse. She sighed. I'm late for my meeting. I have to go. I don't know what I'm going to tell them about the crown. Flick ran ahead of Ada. Picking up strips of grass, he quickly wove them into a crown. Hey, Ada, here, said Flick. Wear this instead. Ada jammed the crown on her head. It's not the same, Flick, she said angrily. Please just find the real crown. The meeting had already started by the time Ada arrived. Everyone looked up as she entered. What's that you're wearing? Asked her mother. My everyday crown, said Ada. I'm wearing it so nothing will happen to the real one, she explained, thinking quickly. Her mother beamed. What a good idea, the others murmured their agreement. Now then, said Thorny, when should we have the harvest party? Ada was too worried about her crown to decide. Let's talk about it later, she said. Should my students make invitations? Asked Mr. Soil. Let's decide that later too, replied Ada. Ada's mother looked over at her daughter. She could see that Ada was worried about something. "Why don't we just have this meeting some other time?" Ada's mother suggested. "I think that's a good idea," said Ada. As the others left, Ada's mother turned to her. "Is something wrong, dear?" "I'm just no good at being a queen," Ada said. "Well, you just started, dear. It's a bit too soon to decide that," her mother told her. "But look what I've done already," said Ada. "I've yelled at Flick. I can't decide anything about this harvest party, and I've lost my crown." "You lost your crown?" her mother repeated. "I thought you said—" "I didn't want the others to know," Ada said, taking off the grass crown. "They wouldn't listen to me if they thought I couldn't even take care of my own crown." "Ada," her mother said, "your crown is not as important as how you treat the other ants." "I'd feel better if I told Flick I was sorry," said Ada. "Well, Ada," said her mother, "you're a better queen than you think, because now you know that the ants in this colony are more important than any crown." Ada hurried out and found Flick's petal poofer right where he had left it, but the air pump and part of the tube were gone. Ada figured Flick must be out searching for her crown. She knew she would need help finding them. Ada ran to get some of the blueberries. She took a deep breath and said, "Flick is gone, and so is my crown. We need to find Flick first." The ants split into two groups and began their search. Dot led her group over to the wheat field. Flick was not there. Then they looked over leaves and under tree roots nearby. Dot even climbed to the top of a dandelion, but there was no sign of Flick. "All right, blueberries," said Dot. "Let's check the swamp." The blueberries shivered with fear, but they had to find Flick. Ada and another blueberry started their search at the petal poofer. They followed the trail of flower petals until it ended among some grass stalks. When Ada got closer, she saw a strange device in the grass. "The crown detector!" cried Ada. "So Flick had built it anyway." Ada had to smile. "Flick!" she called out, hoping he might be nearby. Ada heard someone calling her, but it was not Flick. "Ada!" Dot cried. She came charging over. "Follow us! We found something!" At the edge of the swamp, Dot pointed to the air pump and the tube from Flick's petal poofer. "Oh no!" exclaimed Ada. "Flick must have fallen into the swamp." Ada was just about to send the blueberries for help when the swamp water began to ripple. The end of the tube poked above the water. Then Flick's head popped up too. "How do you like my underwater search suit?" Flick said. Ada was so happy to see him that she gave him a hug. "Ada, I'm sorry about your crown," said Flick. Ada shook her head. "No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I yelled at you. Besides, I can always wear the grass one." "But you don't have to," Flick said. "I found the real crown." He bowed and held it out to Ada. Ada gratefully took the crown. "Come on, everybody," she said. "We've got a party to plan." The next day at the harvest party, Ada was surrounded by her family and friends. She felt lucky indeed. In fact, She felt just like a queen. The end. I hope you enjoy listening to the story, A Crown for Ada. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to listen to more of our favorite book stories. See you soon!